everyone? Guess is back. It's Kamish back here with another draft preview. This time I got another team out of the North American division. It's Justin, and you like that? An owner that I think gets it from the beginning. I'm pretty sure this is like your third or fourth year. So I can't remember. It's around that range, but I think you went all in your first year. It backfired, but you understood. You got to go all in. You traded the picks. Last year was a prep year. We're going to get into what this year looks like because of the prep year, right? So, really excited to get this preview done. This one's going to be a bit of a weird preview. I will share with you, Justin, that I might have accidentally sent your wife like $7 the other day because I was giving or sending some money to my wife for some milk and eggs, and Steenhoff and Susie's pretty close, so I accidentally sent money to your wife, I think. So maybe have a look into your bank records. So obviously, the first weird preview because of something like that happened. But anyways, let's get right into it. Your keepers, I mean, you might want to upgrade one, and we'll kind of get into it, but I think you could actually probably swap somebody out. Your keepers right now, Lamar at quarterback. I mean, he might not be the same Lamar he was 5 years ago, but he's still a pretty decent quarterback with the dual threat abilities, and he should once again produce. You got to think. Baltimore obviously looking to upgrade their line and give Lamar more protection. Plus they brought in a couple of wide receivers that they hope can, create some separation for Lamar. I like Quinson Judkins. I think this guy could be the real deal. It's just unfortunate the injury happened last year, and we'll have to see if he can recover from that injury easily. This is where I get a little bit confused with your keepers. You got James Conner. Maybe you just haven't upgraded it since they drafted Jeremiah Love, but you have James Conner, and then I mean you even had the option to keep Tyler Algier ahead of Connor, and I probably would keep Algier over Connor. And you also got some other people that you could probably consider keeping over Connor. Josh Downs would be another one, I would say. So, something that you could probably look into. But I definitely feel Josh Downs or Algier would be a better keeper. Wide receiver, you got Rashee Rice, career criminal. We'll have to see if his criminal activity keeps him off the field. And then you got the veteran Mike Evans, who apparently is setting the tone in OTAs right now in San Fran for the young wide receivers, which is pretty incredible considering Mike Evans is up there in years. For Mike Evans, maybe he's looking at this is my last chance to win a title, right? So we'll have to see if he can find a way to get one more. Obviously, he was there with Brady. I think he might have been hurt that year, though. I can't recall. Maybe someone could comment. And then at IDP, you got Ernest Jones. I think a pretty good IDP keeper. Looking at the other IDPs that you maybe potentially could have kept, Devin Lloyd, Blake Cashman would be a couple of candidates at linebacker, but I think going Ernest Jones isn't necessarily the wrong one for sure. But James Conner, I think, has to be swapped. That's just my personal opinion. Looking at your recap last year, well, like I said, it's either a setup year or a prep year, right? So, the way I look at this, we're 13th last year, and when we get into your draft pick scenario, you did the right things. You knew you weren't going anywhere. You were coming out of a year where you went all in. You sold some pieces, and we'll get into it. But a 5-9 record, again, down year after trying to go for it the year prior. So when we look at your picks here, well, you got some great opportunities here, right? Like obviously you see the go back here. You got the two first round picks, which is huge. Pick 5, pick 12, which is probably going to land you some pretty good talent. And then you also got the 2 3s, the 2 5s, 2 6s. So you've given yourself 4 extra picks here in the first 10 rounds, which is pretty awesome to have a draft like that, right? I mean, it's exciting to prepare for something like that. You see, you got no pick in 12, 20, 23, and 24. I don't think that's going to affect you much at all. I think this puts you in a scenario, and I do apologize to Ian in the last preview, I said three people had original picks in this division. Well, no, actually, you don't have original picks. You're in the setup. Your Angry Unicorns is obviously more less picks, but came as a tier three qualifier. And then it's No Hawk Tua and Ian and Wicked Dumpster Fire that have the original picks. So the division's up for grabs here for you here with all these draft picks, and it's just going to be up to you to nail on them. Looking at your likely first pick, I got best available because you are keeping a bit of a balanced roster right now. When I look at what the projected pick would be, according to Sleeper for pick five, they got you going either Christian Watson, which just signed a big money deal, so you got to think he's going to be in Green Bay for a while. I honestly think it was weird that they gave him all that money due to his injury history, but they did. David Montgomery might be a primary back this year in Houston, right? So he could definitely maybe be a champ, or not, well, maybe it is a championship piece, right? And then Jordan Tyson is another option. So I think for you, you're gonna have to balance out on whether or not you keep a or you go for a rookie, which could be a future keeper for you here in tier two to get you better, or you go all in, you pick a veteran like David Montgomery. So it's really going to be up to you. But again, at pick 12, you should be able to score some pretty decent talent there as well. Looking at the outlook and the potential storylines for you, well, like I said, draft picks, it's a setup year for you, right? So you set it up. Now it's up to you to take care of the setup. Otherwise, you could be looking at another prep year, right? But the setup year is all about you got your slew of picks for next year. As soon as this draft is over, you could trade those picks, upgrade, and go completely all in, just like you did a few years ago. And with the roster you have and the picks and the talent, you should be able to achieve. And if you trade away your picks, you're going to be a contender. That's kind of how I see it, but I could be wrong. Balanced roster, of course. Like I mentioned already with Ian, the North American division has two teams with original picks. Your scenario, and then Angry Unicorns has more of a poor draft scenario. Difference for success for you, I think the picks pay off as well as maybe you go all in, right? So that's going to be definitely the difference for success for you this year. Looking at the difference for failure for you potentially, Lamar continues to regress and regress badly, right? It does seem like he is starting to regress as the years get up there. As they get older, it's kind of like the Russell Wilson factor, right? He was a mobile quarterback. Years got older. He got a bit fatter, it seemed, and then the mobility wasn't there, right? And we'll have to see if that will plague Lamar as time goes on. And then also have the picks don't pay off. So there is potential here that maybe the picks don't work out for you. You pick the wrong guys, and then you decide not to go all in, and maybe it's another prep year. But one thing I will say about you, you definitely got to figure it out, right? In terms of what you need to do in terms of prepping or, selling, going all in. And anyone watching this preview can definitely take a lesson from Steenhoff if you have not figured that out yet. I just want to say good luck this year. I know you got some friends in tier one, probably friends in tier three too. I think you almost kind of seem like you're a bit of a lone wolf here in tier two right now, with all the people that kind of got connected with all the referrals there. So I'm sure you don't want to be the lone wolf anymore. So good luck this year.